going on, Jeromes? It's time for another Q&A. Nailed it. Beautiful day. Thank you, everyone who submitted questions. Let's fire it up. First up, Vaughn, Anna, L.A. Nailed it. Love the work you do. Thank you. I've been a huge fan for about 3 years now. Thank you very much for coming along. Do you see any trades coming before the season? For instance, a 53-man rooster is coming, and we don't want to just cut a player without much talent, or the other side of it, when we don't want to get into a bidding war with a player, so we trade for someone. So, I mean, Osma's, the answer. Right. I feel like he's been on the trade bubble for a couple years now. But offensively, I can see a trade for running back 3. Like, if they're not happy with Ty Chandler in a contract year, no one else really. I mean, Osama, if he doesn't hit that linebacker 4 spot, I know he's been good on special teams, but, Kobe King could rise up, the rookie draft pick. Other than that, I don't see any trades before the season starts. Now, in the season, Kwesi has shown that he's not afraid, to make moves, notably Cam Akers. But whatever, knocking down all the wood, if there's alien abductions, like the Hockenson trade, when Irv Smith got hurt and he had plans for Hockenson long term, or, no one thought before the season that Cam Robinson would be a massive trade during the season. So I think that it is good that Kwesi's not afraid to really go after a deal if the team needs it. But as of right now, I don't really see it. Don't really see much happening. Next, Ryan Jurgensen. Did we ever get an explanation officially as to why the Vikings moved on from Bridgewater and went with Cousins? Was the knee that bad, or did Spielman have something personal against Zimmer? We'll get to that. It will be one of the better what-if scenarios if we reflect on from years to come. That being said, happy to see the formula come together for 2024 season and beyond. Build the depth with quality players. McCarthy sitting a full year to absorb and study the pro life was hopefully part of the plan from the get-go. Skol. Thanks for a really good question. Where I think that the redshirt season was part of the plan all along. The injury obviously precipitated that, but O'Connell's talked about how him sitting and Darnold starting was part of the plan. Now, it could be an instance of 2020 hindsight, throwing the dart and drawing a bullseye around it. But so 2018 offseason, Kirk Cousins coming off of 2 franchise tags back-to-back by Washington's. Like the only guy that Daniel Snyder never paid long-term is Kirk Cousins. And the Vikings coming off the 2017 season, won the division, number 2 seed, whatever, 38-7 in Philly. They're thinking that, okay, we just need a quarterback to take us over the hump, right? And also factoring in there that Kirk Cousins played pretty well against the Eagles during his Washington career. So maybe that was in the back of the mind. And, beyond Teddy, who obviously come back from that knee, was able to get back and be a backup on that 2017 team. I mean, Sam Bradford was also there. Case Keenum obviously had the magic carpet ride. But, Teddy... he showed that he could be a competent backup for a number of years for a bunch of teams. And also you had a nice little stretch there starting for Drew Brees with the Saints. So maybe he could have made it work here. And Zimmer allegedly wanted Teddy, because Teddy was his quarterback. 2014, his first draft, it was his guy. But Spielman and ownership, they made the call on Cousins, which in retrospect was fine. I mean, it's clear that Keenum was over his skis, as evidenced by he signed with Denver, then Washington, and he was a really good career backup that had a really good season. That's what it is. Bradford, his knee, you didn't trust it either. They could have gone Lamar Jackson in the draft at number 30 instead of taking Mike Hughes, but obviously hindsight. But it's weird because it did throw waves throughout the entire league because, I mean, the Jets were the only other team really in contention for Cousins, and obviously I offered more in 2018, but he decided to come here. But, obviously, like we said, it's easy to run it back, go back and take a look at the film, but that would have been a good what if. Or what happened if Teddy's knee didn't socially distance from his body? What would happen? Next, Blake Gleason. Definitely not something that would happen soon, but down the road, do you see Jefferson, Burrow, and Chase all being together on the same team again? What do you think would have to happen to make it sooner? I think it would have to include selling the farm for the next decade. I love the channel. I don't see them reuniting in Cincinnati. I feel like the money that they've doled out, because with guaranteed contracts, teams have to put up a percentage of it in escrow, and Cincinnati notoriously is one of the cheaper teams in the league, so I just don't see that happening. But maybe end of career, I mean, the Titans make sense. Cam Ward is in place for a decade with Tennessee, but then they get Joe Burrow, who's like 40 by then, and then they got Jefferson after he's won multiple Super Bowls with the Vikings. Jefferson, Jamar Chase, because Tennessee is where washed wide receivers go to just like live out and hammer one last paycheck, right? And in their 40s, they're all in their 40s, and then they get together for one last ride. Tennessee, the Music City Miracles. Hey. Currito. Is there anyone on the schedule that scares you, and who? Also love your daily grind. You're a must-listen watch for me every day. Hey, thank you. So first off, nobody. Worried about nobody on schedule. Also, I remember like my first middle school crush. I just remember making a mixtape because that was the thing back in the day. And, well, it wasn't a tape. It was a burned CD. But I just remember including, Keith Sweat, nobody, not even knowing what things meant yet. It's very graphic for like an 8th grader, I guess. But also I remember All for Once, I Can Love You Like That. Or George Strait, check yes or no. It did not work. It did not work out very well. But schedule-wise, who scares you? No one really. Like there's a lot of games I'm looking forward to because at a certain point, like best has to be best. Like you don't get to play the Titans 17 times during the playoffs, right? And the Bengals game is going to be great. And also the chunk of the Vikings tough games are at home. Bengals, Eagles, Ravens, Commies. You end the season with 2 straight home games in division. Woo, I kind of like it. So we're Lions, Packers. It's good. I love the holidays, man. It's going to be good. Road games, I mean, there's nothing really that stands out. Where, November 23rd Packers, November 30th Seahawks. I mean, they could be weather games, but probably not. It's a little bit early in the season. And other than that, I mean, Cowboys is technically outdoors, but, it's whatever. No, this is going to be the overseas games. Starting off Monday Night Football against the Bears, 2 straight home games, like, bunch of fistful of primetime games. Like, this is a fun schedule. Like, I look forward to whooping everybody's ass on the schedule. It's going to be great. Got the early bye, got the mini bye after week 8. It's going to be good to go. All right. Nobody. Who am I scared of? Nobody. Lastly, destined for greatness. If Shohei Otani could play for the Vikings, what would be his position? So Shohei is like 6'4", 6'5", somewhere in there, right? Muscular, but not like football muscular. I think he goes about like 2 bills or 210 or something like that. Offensively, well, he has to play both ways, right? So offensively, I mean, put him at wide receiver. Like he can run. He's got good eye-hand coordination, so he could be a receiver. He's got a good arm too, obviously. So although, as we've seen, like throwing a baseball and throwing a football it's much different mechanics-wise. But could he be a backup quarterback / outside receiver? What's his vert? Is he a 6-tool player? The 6-tool is the vert. Defensively, I don't know, like a large safety, like a Jaron Kearse type safety, because he can cover ground. But can he hit, though? Well, he can hit with a bat, but they don't allow bats on a football field because that would be anarchy. I would say like maybe free safety, Jaron Kearse type safety. And like we said, obviously he has to play both ways. So there you go. I would like to see that. Actually, I always thought that Mike Trout would be a good football player. Like a free safety, special team standout, like a Reed Blankenship type player. Although I'm pretty sure Trout was an Eagles fan, so screw him. That's all. Anyways, Q&A for this beautiful day. You guys are the best. To do Skull production value.